everybody, this is Agent Visible Shadow here. I know, there was no intro today, and because it would take up a few minutes in the video, and this video is going to be extremely long today, so that's why there is no intro. And today we will, of course, be talking about LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. While I was recording this video, new news popped up, so we'll be talking about everything. And again, guys, I am sorry for delaying this video 2 days in a row, but it is coming out today, and it is here. So I am excited to present you guys with the LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video, so let's get right into it. Yes, I am now going to be LEGO Batman for today's video. And before we get into the deep dive, I'm going to show you guys the quick video that came out yesterday that goes into everything, and then we're going to deep dive into it. So let's get right into the video, and it should be up your screen right about now.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Smith. All of us here at TT Games, alongside DC, WB Games and the LEGO Group, are very, very excited to show you this new look at LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. This is the definitive Batman experience, with dynamic combat, an incredible open-world Gotham City, and an epic, era-spanning Batman adventure that can only exist in a LEGO world. Today, for the first time, we're taking you deep underneath Wayne Manor. The Batcave. It starts as little more than a hole in the ground, filled with bats. Bats and the stuff left behind by bats. And also fear. But as Batman learns to use that fear and grows into a Gotham City legend, the Batcave grows along with him. Over the course of our story, you'll excavate and expand the Batcave. It's the base of all Batman operations, where you'll build your collection of Batsuits and the ultimate garage of Batmobiles. You'll upgrade your gadgets and skills. You'll exhibit trophies from your adventures and adversaries, and you can really make the place your own by collecting and building a huge variety of LEGO furnishings and equipment.
Muscle.
LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight features capes, cowls, and costumes from every Batman era. From 0 year to 89. From Bronze Age to Dark Knight, you can even assume the identity of Zur-En-Arrh. Or this guy. The Bat Computer.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute, you can't...
Batman's supercharged repository for all his case files, progress data, and screensavers. Keep track of your collectibles. And make sure you found those last Wayne Tech chips. Batman does love his toys and has the resources to fight crime with the Waynest of tech. Grapple over to the workbench and upgrade your gadgets. Throw a concussive Batarang that disorientates every wrongdoer in the area. Or upgrade your Batclaw to turn your enemies into minifigure wrecking balls.
Who are you?
There are dozens of new options here. Be a good partner in crime fighting and upgrade your allies' equipment too.
Meow.
And of course, every Batcave needs an amazing collection of vehicles. LEGO Batman gives you the garage of your dreams. The Batmobile from The Batman. The 1966 classic. The Dark Knight Batpod. The Tumbler. And many more. Race. Blast. Drift and crash your way down the dark streets of Gotham City. Then, if you need a minute after a long night of crime fighting, you can relax with some pinball. or a Lego Batman the video game, or just become Batman, defend Gotham City, build the legacy.
Alright, now it is back to me, and let's get right into the deep dive. I hope you guys enjoyed that video right there. So let's get right into the deep dive of the video. First thing I did see is Batman sliding down this pole. And in my Batman brain, this reminds me of the Adam West thing from back in 1966 where Batman slides down the poles to get to the Batcave. I feel like that's what this is, so I feel like that's a pretty cool reference if that actually is what it is. Next thing we obviously get to see is Two-Face. We got to see new footage of him, and he looks pretty good. And it's kind of cool that we got to see him in his Tommy Lee Jones style. So I'm excited they actually included Two-Face in this game. The next thing we obviously get to see is the open world, which looks absolutely incredible. It looks like you can interact with a lot of things. It looks huge. It's supposed to be a lot bigger than Arkham Knight. And if you look in the center, there's a literal rail, like a rail thing, where I believe the tram will go throughout Gotham City. Imagine just Batman getting onto the tram and riding it. If that's a feature, I thought that's going to be so funny. The next thing we get to see is the movie theater in many different shots. This one is showing The Smiling, which is a reference to a horror movie, and a few other posters that are a reference to a few other movies. So I'll be showing all the shots of the different movie theaters and talking about what the posters mean and what they reference. First we get to see is Revenge of the Brickside Bird. Don't know what that represents, let me know in the comments. The Smiling, obviously the horror movie. The Temple one, that is the reference to Indiana Jones. And then the picture we get to see right over there, the holiday, could be a reference to National Lampoon's Vacation. I do not know, though. Those two posters, let me know in the comments what you think they are. The next shot of the movie theater we get to see, it's showing multiple movies. It's showing 4 to be exact, so let's talk about those posters. The next posters we get to see are The Heist, which represents Mission Impossible, The Make Box, which is a reference to The Matrix, and Good Figs, I believe, is a reference to The Godfather. And the next poster we get to see is an Alien poster, and I think it's supposed to be like Alien Invasion or something, like maybe The Day After Tomorrow or something. Let me know in the comments what you think that one is too. The next shot we get to see in the movie theater is my favorite shot. And there's many posters in here that represent very famous movies and some Batman lore, so let's get right into those. The posters we get to see are The Grey Ghost Returns and Space Jelly, which is reference to Space Jam. And we get to see Chaka, which is a reference to Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. The Grey Ghost thing is a reference to an episode of Batman the Animated Series. The Grey Ghost actually inspired Batman to become Batman, and that's why it has Batman and Jim Gordon on the front. In the next frame, we get to see Carmine Falcone, and if you don't know who he is, he's one of the 2 biggest crime bosses in Gotham City, and I'm surprised they actually put him in this game. And you're probably asking, how do I know it's him? Because he will show up later in the video in Batman's case files. Many YouTubers have not noticed except me, so we'll get to that part later in the video. But yeah, pretty cool to see him in the game. The next shot we get to see is Joker on the phone, and the phone happens to be red, with the same color as the Bat phone. It could be just a random thing, but I have a bit of a theory for that. But I wonder why Joker's so mad. Maybe another one of his trucks blew up. We'll find out in the game. Next thing we get to see is Batgirl and Nightwing in the same room, which is kind of cool. I'm excited to see both of them together, and I guess we get a better look at Nightwing. We know that the Robin in this game grows up to be Nightwing, so I have a feeling Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, is going to show up later in the story. It's just my theory, but it's cool to see Nightwing and Batgirl in the same room. So don't freak out, guys, but this is absolute cinema, in my opinion. Obviously, also get to see Wayne Manor, which looks huge, and I'm so excited to just have the Batcave under this and just, be able to live in there. This is amazing. I can't believe they made Wayne Manor this big. I'm so excited to hang out in Wayne Manor. So, yeah, we got a picture of Wayne Manor. It looks amazing. They also finally revealed the customizable Batcave to us, and before we get into the Batcave, let's just say it is peak. And I almost cried when I saw it. Not kidding. So I'm not going to hold you guys hostage any longer from not looking at the Batcave. Let's get right into it. But before the Batcave becomes a actual customizable Batcave, when you go through the story, it starts as just a hole in the ground, not Batcave. But the guy says in the video that as you progress the story, the Batcave becomes bigger, and you can excavate it and make it into a bigger cave with the help of the goat Alfred, of course. So now I'm gonna show you what it would look like when it is finished. This is what the Batcave looks like. All I gotta say, man, is this is absolute peak. This is the best Batcave ever. Because it's customizable, and all the other factors I'll get into in a minute. Just this is what it looks like, the overview. All the bat symbols, the computer, it's just absolute peak, man. It's got batarang training in there. It's got a meditation area at the edge of the cave. It's got a workout area where you can pump iron with a dumbbell. You can even pump more iron with another set of weights. And it has a section for all the Batmobiles, which I'll get into more later. Bro, it even has a game room in it. It also has a hot tub in it. Again, I almost cried looking at this. This is my dream Batcave. This is my dream Batman game in general. This is peak. Whoever I need to thank you. You did amazing. I will give you my soul because of this game. Again, I'm going to give you a few more elements this Batcave incorporates. Here's a little Easter egg I found. If you look on the helipad to the very left where the yellow is, Nightwing is on there. So that's another Easter egg. This game, I know I've said this so much, whoever made this is peak. I will give you my soul at this point. Again, it's just so peak, man. Dream Batcave, a dream Batman game, this is just amazing. Batcave also has a trophy room where it has a Court of Owls statue, which is interesting, and it has a Mad Hatter hat in it. So it's cool to see that both of these guys will be in the game. The other part of the trophy room shows the giant Joker card, a giant bomb, which I believe belongs to Bane, and this random container. I don't know who it's for, but I believe it's Scarecrow, I think. The last element of this Batcave, aka the game room, also besides being the most huge Batcave we've ever gotten, and the best Batcave we've ever gotten, which I cannot stress enough, that is absolutely amazing. In the game room, it looks like this. You can clearly see the giant bat symbol, and it includes pinball, and next to it looks like a vending machine, and you can even play Lego Batman, the video game, in the Lego Batman video game. And of course, how can we forget the Bat Hot Tub, or as Robin says it, the Hit Tub, because there's only one bat and it's Batman. Now let's talk about the Batsuit, the moment you guys have been waiting for, probably the most important part of Batman's arsenal, his Batsuit, and I will not hold you guys hostage any longer. I will be identifying all the Batsuits in a video tomorrow, including with all the Batmobiles. I'll be identifying all of those tomorrow as well. But I won't be identifying all of them today. But this is what the Batsuit area looks like. It includes so many suits. And yes, I know I said I won't be talking about the suits today, but revealing them and talking about them and identifying what they are, I meant to say. So I'm just going to identify a few real quick. Next shot we obviously get to see is of Batman looking at all of his various Batsuits. And here's a side profile of some of those Batsuits. I will be identifying all of these tomorrow. And of course we got Absolute Batman standing in front of all of his suits. And then here's the other side profile of Absolute Batman with a view of some other suits. And we get a clip of how the suit change will work when you're in the Batcave. And we of course get to see the classic Lego Batman suit behind him with a bunch of suits. We get to see the DCKO Night Fight suit, which is incredible. We get to see Ben Affleck's Batman for the first time. And here's another side profile of a bunch of all the other suits, which I will be talking about tomorrow as well. And here's a bunch of other suits. Again, I will be talking about these tomorrow. And we got the 0 Year suit, which looks peak. And we got the 89 suit, right after that. Then we get to see the blue and gray suit with the yellow oval, which looks peak. And then we get to see the Dark Knight suit. There's multiple of these in the game. And we get to see the pirate suit. We have seen him before in the reveal suit trailer. And there's just him from the side profile as well. And then we get to see Zur-En-Arrh. One of his suits appears on the screen. And behind him, you can see some Commissioner Gordon suits. But the suit looks incredible, along with the giant bat symbol behind him. Again, there's Absolute Batman, again, with a bunch of suits behind him. And here, it looks like we got the Fortnite Batman skin, which is incredible. Then we get the Gotham by Gaslight suit. And then we get to see the Batman Ninja suit, which also looks crazy. I like the arm piece there. And then we get to see the classic Lego Batman suit again. And then we get to see the Batman vampire suit, which looks crazy. Looks like the Long Halloween reminiscent too. Then we get to see the BTAS armored Batman suit, which again is also incredible. We also get to see some Robin suits down there, which looks incredible. I wonder why he has a penguin suit. Well, I will be identifying all the Robin suits tomorrow, as I said. And we get to see some Batgirl suits right there. And then we can pan over to the right to see some Commissioner Gordon suits, which the Batgirl and Commissioner Gordon suits I will also be figuring out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that video. Now let's get into talking about the Batmobile section of this video. And again, like I said, tomorrow I'll be identifying all the Batmobiles. So please stay tuned for that video. Along with identifying the Batmobiles, I will be identifying the Batsuits, as you guys know, as I've said so many times in this video. But now let's get right into the Batmobiles. This is what it will look like when you're about to enter the Batmobile section. And once you enter, you can see we're surrounded by Batmobiles, Commissioner Gordon vehicles, and you can park 2 vehicles in the center, which looks so cool, in my opinion. Then we get to see what they look like up on the racks. We get to see so many famous Batmobiles that I'll be identifying. And we get to see a front picture of the Batman 89 Batmobile. This is one of the Batman and Robin Batmobile that glows, which looks really cool. And then we get to see the Batman vs. Superman Batmobile, which is, again, peak. And then we get to see a lineup of all different Batmobiles and all the different vehicles. Like, each character will have a different vehicle up there. And then we get to see the the 2022 Batmobile, the 1966 Batmobile, roaming through the streets of Gotham. Then we get to see the Tumbler jumping, like racing through Gotham. Then we get to see the Batman 89 Batmobile when it's leaving the Batcave, which it's leaving through like this bridge, which looks so cool. And I'm so excited that they actually put the waterfall in for when you exit the Batmobile, like the cave, I mean. And then we get another clip of the 1966 Batmobile with Batman in it in his suit. Then we get to go to first-person mode and shoot stuff with rockets from the Batmobile. Then we get the Tumbler jumping across the Gotham City roofs, like from the Dark Knight movies. You get to see the Batpod, which isn't really a Batmobile, but it is cool. And a little bit off topic of the Batmobiles, we get to see this black car behind Alfred, the old school looking car. I really hope we get to drive that as like a vehicle for Bruce Wayne in the future, because it just looks so cool. So now, let's get into talking about the last thing in this video, the Bat Computer. Here's a view of the Bat Computer. It's shaped like a bat cowl. We get to see like things like a tracker up there, the map of Gotham City up there, Batman and Alfred, and the Bat Phone there, which ties in my theory that I think the Joker maybe stole the Bat Phone in that one image I showed you. And we got voice synthesizer, like a case file right there. And on the center of Batman's Bat Computer, it just says milk. Maybe it's a reminder for Batman to get errands. And it says milk because in the game, we'll be able to have, wait for it, screensavers on our Bat Computer, which they all look incredible. Like, we got ones for Robin down there, Batman, ones that are, like, funny, like Harvey Dented car insurance. It just looks so funny. Now we get to see Batman just chilling in his chair. And you might want to start chilling like Batman because I found some Easter eggs and I will be reading them to you. And this goes into my theory of Carmine Falcone from the beginning of the video. So let's get right into those. The first thing we get to see is his case log in his computer, which says early years, and it shows the beginnings and stuff, and like the League of Shadows, stuff like that. And it says, early years, Bruce Wayne's idyllic life is turned upside down during a family trip to the movies, which we obviously know what happens there. And on this third, we are on the League of Shadows. It says, determined to get justice for his parents, Bruce travels to the other side of the globe to train with an ancient order of ninjas. However, their version of justice does not align with Bruce's. And at this case file right here, it is called Infiltration. It says, as Bruce nears the end of his training under the mysterious Ra's al Ghul, he begins to suspect that not everything as it seems. When the truth comes to light, he must decide to follow the League of Shadows or forge his own path. This one is, right there it says Carmine Falcone, which aligns with my theory of the beginning of the video, that is Carmine Falcone, and it says right here, New Beginnings, it says, Bruce returns to Gotham more than a man, but if he is going to end Carmine Falcone's reign of terror, he'll need some help. Bruce's first stop, Detective Jim Gordon, which will, I believe, eventually lead into his relationship with Jim Gordon, and then this is where we make friends with Jim Gordon, and then we'll become Batman. So, as you guys see, I've been reading those different messages. I've been trying to get as much information out of this game as I physically can before it comes out, because I've been waiting for this game. And right there, it literally said Carmine Falcone, which I did recognize from the beginning of the video since I'm a Batman superfan. So, this gives us a little secret into what the missions are gonna be like. So, I haven't seen any other YouTuber find out about this stuff, but I think I've cracked some of the codes of the missions for you guys. And we get to see Alfred, and right next to him, the Bat phone in this shot. And that, again, ties into my theory of that Joker maybe stole the Bat phone. But the Bat phone is right next to the Bat computer, which, again, is amazing. Then we get to see the upgrade area, which is amazing. That we'll get to upgrade the games like the Arkham. And that's what we get into my theory of the Wayne Tech chips, that they're actually used for upgrade points to upgrade your stuff. Then we get to see all the upgrade chips that I believe will be used for like those upgrades. And then we get to see an interesting photo of Catwoman in the Batcave upgrading her stuff for her sidekick points, which I think is interesting because I think other characters will be allowed into the Batcave at some point, which I think is going to be sick. And then we get to see an upgrade for Jim Gordon shooting his goo gun at some random criminals, aka the Joker henchmen. And then we get to see Catwoman using a laser pointer to attract a cat to an enemy, which I feel so bad for. Then we get to see Catwoman blowing up a thing. And on one side, we get to see a random-looking guy who could just be a random thug or Joker before he becomes Joker. And then on the other side, in the red cloak, as us Arkham fans will know that from Arkham Origins, this is probably our boy Anarchy, who has not been seen for a while, so it'd be cool if they brought him back in this game. Right here, we get to see an upgrade for Batman, where he's slamming an enemy to the ground like a wrecking ball. And then we see him using another upgrade in the theme park, which could be the Joker's theme park, Amusement Mile. That's why there's so many criminals there. It could be criminals working for the Joker. So that'll be cool if we actually get Amusement Mile in the game, or like the name of it, and it's actually Amusement Mile, or it's probably just some random theme park. But here's hoping it's Amusement Mile. To see a picture of Batman crashing out Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, using his computer, which looks like my reaction when someone touches my gaming console without my permission. So understandable that Batman's reacting like that. And then we get to see them looking at the Batcomputer with the DNA with the frozen icon in it. So I feel like at this point in the story is where you fight Mr. Freeze, and you have to like figure out his DNA and like heal him and make him back to normal. That was the Batcomputer section. And what do you guys think of the upgrades and everything, about our partners can get upgrades and stuff like that? And hope you guys enjoyed the Batcomputer section. Now, let's get into the new news that came out when I was recording this video yesterday. I am sorry I delayed this 3 days. I was recording yesterday, but I am posting it today. So, sorry if, like, earlier in the video, I sounded like I was talking yesterday. In reality, I was talking yesterday, but this is me talking now in the future. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the Batcomputer section. Now, let's get into the news that came out yesterday. So now I'll be showing you guys the video of the new video thing that came out yesterday that I don't really get, but I got it from YouTuber Blitzwagger. He's another LEGO YouTuber who talks about this game a lot. So these clips are from him, and he'll be explaining a few parts to you in the thing, which I screen recorded because I do not know him personally, so he'll be these are from his channel, just credit to him. So yeah, let's get right into the video first, and then I'll show you some of the pictures from him and the videos from him where he
Welcome to
explains
this
it.
week's Painting the Town, Gotham City edition. I'm out here doing curbside critiques, because in this city, the streets are the canvas. So I'll be rating the hottest art in town. First up, a few tributes to Grey Ghost, the black and white OG. You gotta wonder what other heroes he inspired? I give these a solid 4 out of 5 cans. Respect. Speaking of, Batman. He's getting a lot of love from local artists. Graffiti's a crime, but I've got no beef with the Bat. He lets us make magic, so his art gets 5 cans. Call it a working relationship, not a bribe. And last but not least, Joker. You see that stunt he pulled at the Flugelheim? Everyone's a critic. Dude's a total clown, 0 cans. Keep up your great work painting the town, gang. And like any good street artist, remember to tag.
Yeah, there was the video. You may be asking, why is this relevant to Lego Batman? I don't really know either, but he said it's relevant to Easter eggs. So the picture I'm about to show you are from him, and they do actually represent some pretty cool Easter eggs from like comic covers and movies, so I'll talk about those right now. First thing we get to see is Grey Ghost, and it represents the Dark Knight poster, which is cool. Then we get to see, again, the Grey Ghost that represents Batman Returns. And the Grey Ghost, again, representing the Batman 2022, which is my favorite movie, fun fact. And then we get to see Batman and Robin representing a very, very, very iconic comic cover that is very cool and very expensive. And so it's really cool that they homage this in the game. Then we get to see this picture of Joker from The Killing Joke. And I don't really know. It could have been better, in my opinion. But this art doesn't really have significance, but I think it's really cool. So there are 2 other street arts that I didn't really get at first, even though I am a Batman superfan, that I had to Google. So I'm going to have Blitzwagger, the other YouTuber, explain these 2 other street arts for you. So here are the 2 videos for you guys.
Just how deep the lore is going to be and the Easter eggs in this game are going to be. They even went ahead in this very trailer and showcased Cyrus Pinckney, who has actually appeared in the Arkham games previously as well. And I assume that most likely, just like in those Arkham games, we will have the Cyrus Pinckney Institute for Natural History Museum as a location in this game. So that's probably why he's there. But in terms of like Batman lore, he's basically like a famous architect within Gotham City. And he's kind of like attributed to as pretty much like the guy who kind of like designs the vibe of the original version of Gotham City. So obviously kind of crazy the length that they're going with the lore here. Also, I wonder if he'll have any sort of showcase a reference to Solomon Wayne. And if you're going like, who? Yes, even I had to go ahead and look this one up. He is the great grandfather of Batman, who lived in Gotham City and actually worked as a judge in the 19th century version of Gotham City. And he was most well known for having commissioned Gotham's most distinctive building using the architect whom we just talked about a moment ago, Cyrus Pinckney. So I assume there might be some sort of a Batman or Wayne family connection there that maybe we'll get to explore through some of the lore of the game.
So there you guys go. Those are 2 videos from Blitzwagger, the YouTuber who does talk about Lego Batman a lot too. So I got those clips from him if you want to go check his channel out. He does some pretty good Lego Batman videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, I'm so sorry for delaying it a lot. And I just did a deep dive into this. And tomorrow, don't forget to stay tuned for me identifying all the Batmobiles and all the bat suits. So you guys know what suits you guys can play as in the game and driving all the Batmobiles in the game. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video so much. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next one. And before I go, I just want to say, I hope you guys, tell me in the comments what you think about this game. I personally think this is the best Batman game we could ever gotten. The Batcave is probably going to be my favorite part. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys later.